Good morning. Good morning. This is, the Journey to Winning Anyway life, or this is just all of it. Hope you're well this morning. Hope you're prepared for what God is going to say and do in your life this weekend. Wherever you are, come on in. Mama Pat, God bless you. Good morning. Are you just getting off work? I pray that you had a wonderful evening and well rested from all things work. It's time for favor, though. I just wanted to come back. I told you guys, it's been 24 hours now. Tarika Hood, God bless you. Tawanda, I see you. Veronica Galilee, Naya, Aaron Fleeks. Carlos, I see you as well. Praying for you, Mama Pat. Hope you get some rest. Hello, Alicia. Good to see you. Hope all is well. It's an area in time where we have to focus on some things right now, and the focus is great. Hey, Shay, you didn't miss it. Andrea Thomas. We've been talking a little bit, and yesterday's favor was amazing. Hello, Miss Lee. Good to see you. Minister Ricks, good morning. Manny Saeed, hello there. Deny, how are you? Listen, yesterday was wonderfully great, and just clarifying some things. I see Michelle Jones. I see Mabel. And so I ask you to not allow any negativity to flow out of you. How many of you got a chance to see how difficult that was? Hello, Teresha Brown. She said, good morning. How many of you got a chance to see how difficult that was? Hey, Brittany. How difficult it was to just stay positive in yourself. And that's kind of major when you see it's hard to be positive all day. So how can I expect things that are positive to come out of me when I'm just normally responding from negativity first? Normally everything is just negative. And so I don't think about it until someone says, hey, let's be positive. I see y'all hands. I see Mr. Riggs. I see y'all hands up. Like, man, it was hard because nobody makes you aware of it. And that's kind of how life is. I see Mr. Tamla Riggs. There's Maria. That's Tarika Hood. Good morning, Chris Blake. There's Mabel Rice. There's Naya, Alicia. It's difficult to be positive all day, especially when people are throwing negative things at you. It was eye-opening, Alicia. It was, because then you have to see that a lot of times the negativity that's around you is being created by you. It comes out of your mouth. It comes out of your spirit. And it's being created by you. And so oftentimes we make posts and say things like, get rid of negative people. You can't get rid of negative people because technically, hey, Colette, we are still creating them. Because I think I said in the post, we talk at people and not to people. And then we end up talking, we skip the situation and we end up talking about the character of the person. And we never allow ourselves to be positive. Hey, Teresa, good to see you. So it, in turn, Kevin Matthews, what's going on, man? In turn, it blocks our favor. Yeah. I'm gonna take you through some things real quickly. I'm not gonna be long. I wanted you to see how, let me just talk from my heart, how damaging we are to ourselves. Hey, Aisha, good to see you. How damaging we are to ourselves, where we are frustrated about everything around us. We're frustrated about things we go through. We're frustrated about things we deal with. And then we realize that we created it. And so what we have to do is acknowledge that we created it. Hey, Donna Wade. And then we have to change it. So it's no longer a seed in our life. Now, understand, you have to deal with the consequences of things that you've created. But they won't dictate your future. They won't dictate how you're going to come out of this thing. They won't dictate how God's going to turn it around because you've changed the flow of your seed and your favor. To one car, I see you there. So listen, we talked yesterday And I don't even have those notes up at all. We talked about that favor thing. Wish I could pull those up. But that favor thing was amazing on yesterday. It was really, yeah, that's it, Carlos. We have to acknowledge and change. But here's the problem, Carlos, and I want to talk about that. So many times, it's hard to change because we don't know what to change to, because we've been who we are and how we've been for 15, 20, 30, 35, 40 years. So yes, I talked about favor control, Manny. I really did. And that means you have to put it in control and then you have to go with it. That's a very difficult thing, as many found out yesterday. But when you've been this same way, and I'll help you, when you had to be, here we come, y'all, in survival mode, then you don't really understand what favor is. Hey, Dr. Andre Fizer, I used to play with this major man of God years ago. I was probably 16, 15. We thought we were doing something back then, and we had no idea what we were called to do now. And so I appreciate you too. Bless you, man of God. Bless you so much. And so we grew up. Teresa say, but I press. Yeah, pressing is good. But sometimes even in pressing, we get weary. And so we have to turn around and figure out, sometimes you have to deal with the seed of why we are the way we are. And that takes acknowledgement and it takes truth. And oftentimes we don't have enough time or courage to deal with the truth of our own life. And so we go through life trying to survive. We go through life trying to keep our head above the water. And so we cancel our favor just to be able to be comforted in our go through. Did I say that right? To be comforted in our go through, which means that go through thing is frustrating because we've been there so long. Now we have to learn how to be comforted, because we think this is just how life is going to be for us. This is just how life is. I'm talking about me too. There are situations in life where, that's it. There are situations in life where you have to look at yourself and go, this is who I am. And I have to decide to change who I am if I wanted to be different. You got it? I like that, Dr. Fizer. He always coming with that kind of stuff. Here you go, y'all. He says, comforted in toleration and not in elevation. Hey, Ja Bruce, I'm with you. I got you. Listen, Dr. Fizer, I just told someone that the problem is we have people who will comfort us in toleration. I think I just said that Friday. People who will tolerate, hey, Sydney, who will tolerate situations, who will tolerate you. I think I said, I don't want to be needed. I would rather be wanted. Now that's a major thing in our spirits and in our ego and in our, who we are. People like to be needed so they can control you. I'd rather, watch this. People like to be needed so they can control how you function. I would rather be wanted. Let me say it differently so it don't seem so harsh. People would rather be needed so they can control you. Hey, Ja Bruce, I would rather be wanted so I can enjoy you. Because I can't enjoy you if I think I have to survive with you because you have something that I need, and without you, I'm going to fail. I would rather enjoy you. Watch this. How you make your mistakes, and we learn from them and grow, and we develop and envelop who we are. I would rather be wanted, because when I'm wanted, that means my mistakes does not dictate the relationship. If I'm needed, if my mistake doesn't benefit you, then I know it doesn't benefit you because you vacate the relationship until it's a benefit only for you. Hey, Tamisha Figaro, y'all like and share the post. Tag somebody this morning. I know it's early, but tag them, and we gonna go. She said, that's good, Prophet. Thank you, honey. Thank you right here. Hey, I see Carlos. I'm just saying. So I'd rather be wanted, because if I'm wanted, then I know when I mess up, I know I'm still in a place. How did he say it a while ago? Come on back, Dr. Pfizer. It's not tolerated. It is elevated. It's a place of elevation. Watch this. I'll show y'all what I've been saying all weekend, what I've been saying about winning anyway. Hey, Dr. Greenhouse, praying for you, Kendrick. So here is where we are. Here's where we are. Every situation, when you here's back to winning anyway life. When there's a winning anyway life, you declare and decree for yourself that says, I'm going to win. You need people around you who are willing to help you develop in your anyway. The anyway part. We love saying, well, winning anyway life. We love saying it. Winning is the easy part. Life is the easy part. But the anyway part is the struggle. That's the part that we shift from survival to thriving. Because you want to now be in a place of favor in your life where things in your life that happen don't dictate what's going to happen next in your life. I go through these things, I deal with them, I thank God for them, and then I'm good. Because I know good and well God's going to take care of me, and it's going to be amazing at the end of the day. You got it? Let's move forward a little bit. Here we go. So I want to get out of that because I'm going to get back to my quick this morning lesson. Y'all took me somewhere, which is really good. That's the area that we deal with, Mama Pat. It's difficult. It's a struggle, but I don't settle in being tolerated in it. I don't tolerate it. I use it for elevation. Here's where it gets difficult, where everything I go through becomes development for my next. Everything I go through becomes development for my next. How do you know? Because as I develop, favor is released. Okay, and I'm finna get through with this lesson because y'all finna take me this morning. It's too early. My wife said, you had a live in the morning? Favor is released. Favor is released. Favor is released. I declare and decree that every situation in your life, favor begins to be released. I pray that the situation pays you for the go-through time. I pray that the struggle becomes a blessing for your life. I pray that the favor dictates what God wants to do against what it is you're not even used to. Let me go further. It's difficult for God to enter us into favor when we don't know what it feels like, what it looks like, how to stay there, how to maintain it. Hey, Takashi Haynes, we don't know what it is. So for us, it's not a level of comfort. Favor becomes a level of fear. Oh my God, how did I get out here? Favor becomes something we are afraid of because we think somebody wants something from us, because as we were surviving, everything we offered, people took it from us. Now, I'm not talking about situations that you entered into. I mean ones where people took it from you, and then you end up trying to survive because it was what you needed to breathe. I must have hit it on the head. I must have got it. Okay, you all right, Ja Bruce? Okay, you all right? Come on, Michelle. Y'all hang in here for a minute. And so my prayer is that you would learn how to flow in favor. I had a coaching yesterday, y'all know, with Manning. And so I took Manny to a restaurant, and I want you to hear what his favor how it flows. Took Manny to a restaurant, and at that restaurant, we walked in. I told her there was a reservation, Aaron, because she got there early. I told her the reservation was made. Watch this now. She said she had never been there before. I said, wonderful. Told her where it was, directions. Here's the problem we have with favor. Most of us will get close and I can't stand to hear people say, I know and I got it. When if I haven't given full directions, there's no way you can know or have it because they're being created by me. One thing most of y'all know about me, I don't copy people because I don't compete with people. So anyway, I told her. She said, this is Jamira. I thought I saw Ja Bruce as well. I thought I saw Ja Bruce Jamira. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call you Ja Bruce. I know that's family, but I almost know I saw her. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I was expecting her. Maybe she may not even be on Facebook. That was my issue. I apologize, Jamira. I know you. I know who you are exactly. So forgive me for that. So listen. When we got to the restaurant, I gave her instructions. When she got there, I said, I need you to give them my name. Y'all don't hear me. Because sometime, even though, watch this, that scandal on your name, God will replace it with favor on your name. I'm not going to stay right there. God will replace it with favor on your name. If you slid in the room and I don't know you're here, do me a favor and just say good morning. She said, no big at all. No, I want to make sure I'm keeping, I said it, but I got it in my head. Got it. I just saw the Bruce part, but I got you, Jamar Bruce, because I want to make sure I know you're here, because if God says something, I'm going to say it to you, not to her. Got it? Come on, Nicole. So I gave her my name, and then I gave her instructions. Go to the booth, one of the booths on the left. So when I got there, she was, hey, Donna Blunt, she was exactly where I told her to be. Simply because she followed the instructions. She didn't have to wait. She didn't have to look around. She was already prepared for when she gave them my name. So she sat down. I'm going, y'all. I'm going quickly. And then, hello, Ashley. And then what's up, Cedric? So she sat down. I came in. We got ready to order our food. She didn't know what to order. I gave her some suggestions, not telling her what to eat, suggestions. I got ready to eat. I told her, and she was just happy to, be with the prophet. And y'all know Manny. I said, Manny, get what you want, figure out what you want. We're going to eat light. I know it's early. I told the guy that came over, hey, I want lobster bites. Hey, Geraldine. I said, I know they're not on the menu, but talk to the chef. He goes into the chef and comes back and says, yeah, he got it. I said, okay, cool. So Manny ends up getting something that I wanted. I said, give me shrimp kisses. I'm saying, God, I got my Benadryl, but I'm good. We're going to see. Hey, Emery. Hey, Valencia. So when we get through, he comes back and he says he brought her lobster bisque. And I was telling her how good it was. He heard me telling her how good it was, and he knew I had it and I liked it. So he brought my tray out. As most of you saw, it was extra lobster all over it, lobster bites out of the lobster. Then he had shrimp kisses, I think that were extras. And then he said, and I bought you something else. I brought you, the chef sent you out some lobster biscuit too, as well. And she said, ooh, prophet, I want to go out to eat with you all the time. Because it became kind of quickly overwhelming for her, because it was like, wait a minute, they're just bringing everything you want and they're creating things for you. Watch this. His favor, even though it's not on the menu. I'm trying to get some people ready, Maria, to flow in favor, even though it's not on the menu. Is anybody getting that? Not on the menu. It's called favor. And so I said, no, you can't go with me all the time, because come to find now people become common with favor. And even though it's still favor, they don't see it as that. They begin to feel like they're supposed to experience it because now they know what it is. And that's not how favor works. So I said, no, you can't, you won't go out with me all the time, because people think because I've been to a few places with you, that I've been to all the places with you. And even though it's not about all the time where you go, sometimes it's who you go with. Come on, Nikki Arbut, preaching in the morning. She says, favor is a creative blessings and miracles. Anybody get that? It's creative. Whew, creative. Come on, Geraldine. It's a creative. Come on. It's created. I'm trying to go to my lesson, y'all. Y'all know I'm not trying to preach. I'm just talking about how we're supposed to be living. What's up, Chris Wells? How we're supposed to be living daily in the faith and favor of God. Let me give you some things, how favor is going to work in our life. What's up, AJ? How you doing? He said, the real prophet speaks. Man, stop it. I'm just obeying God. I'm obeying God with all that I have. Are y'all ready? Okay, here we go. Because we got to understand that I got to get you out of the mindset that favor is when good things happen in your striving. No, favor is supposed to be a flow. Favor is not, okay, I hear something. Can y'all get this? If y'all ready, just say ready. Just type ready real quick. Real quick. Please type ready. There are 46 of you on here. Only 31 of you have liked it or loved it. Can y'all tap? I know some of them are preachers who don't tell me they on here. They'll tell me later, or they don't, or they'll just repeat it later on. I'm not worried about that. If you're on here, just type the like or love button. Let's make who's on here match. So when I go back to pray, I can see who was on here. Just type, 45. I know some people are on YouTube, but there are not that many on YouTube. So type the love and like, hit the love and like. Hey, Charlotte Jones, good to see you. I see you've been in church all week. Amazing blessing. Listen, y'all. Listen. I want you to get this. Favor is not for a moment. It's for a lifetime. Y'all got it? Did y'all get that? I just threw it out there real quick. Favor is not for a moment. It's for a lifetime. It's not supposed to be something that drips. It's supposed to be something that flows. Come on, Maria. I don't want us trying to figure out how to survive out of a struggle. We're supposed to thrive into the next thing that's in our life. Because the things that favor will release in your life, let me just talk to y'all. The things that favor will release in your life. When you have favor and you have positive thinking, I did yesterday, I tell you, this is right now where we are. Dr. Brandon J.D. White, I see you. When favor, when you decide to speak positive all day, I knew it was a struggle. One more time, how many of y'all had a struggle yesterday in not saying anything negative for 24 hours? If you had a struggle, say me or put fire on the screen, something, you had a struggle not saying anything negative. Some of you didn't even try because you don't hear the prophet. Some of you, it wasn't an issue because you validate everything you say, how you want to say it, when you want to say it. And so you dictate how you live your life. Favor doesn't operate for you. You operate. I see y'all. The reason why I put the challenge out is so you can be aware. I said at the beginning, you can be aware of the things that you are creating in your own life. Yeah. Things you're creating has nothing to do with other people. It's you creating it by you speaking negative. You're speaking at something negative or negative about something. And then when that thing boomerangs, you have to get the harvest off what you said. Nothing positive. I made sure I tried to stay positive all day, as well as doing positive things. Not just because see, when you struggle to stay positive, it's not where you live. It's a vacation. Oh, y'all didn't get that. When you struggle to stay positive, it's not where you live. It's a vacation. And what that means is that's not what's embedded in you. That is not who you really are. You're not a positive thinker. You're not a positive person. You are someone who speaks positive things to impress people who know more or you feel like they're more. So you speak positive things to seem as if. But when it's time for you to be positive as a person, you yourself struggle one day. That's why I want to bring it to your attention. Prophets make you acknowledge things in your life that may not be good in public until you handle it in private. That's me. I do it to myself. I'm like, that's jacked up. You messed that up right there. And so you got to fix that. You got to fix you. So when favor is released, favor will release things in your life that are major. I got to go, y'all. We only 24 minutes already. When you have favor, positive thinking, and a healthy mindset, you can go a long way, y'all. Because what favor will do when favor will release a different spirit. Let me talk from the other side of you. Here we go to Wonder Car. Favor will release a different spirit. What do you mean? It will release a spirit of giving. Oh my God, how did you get there? I'm not taking up an offering. That's not what I'm saying. When a person is being generous and giving to other people, it will help you attract blessings and positive, I don't want to say energy, but I can say positive energy toward yourself. Bible says, give and it shall be given unto you, which means a lot of you don't receive favor because you don't give favor. That favor will release a spirit of giving, because once you start giving, there's a return. Good morning, T. Sakaya. There's a return that in no way can the enemy stop, because that's what favor has done. Oh my God. Ooh, y'all don't understand. Favor is bold. Favor is bold because favor will go against the odds. Favor will get you in the place. Hey, Denise Dixon, I see you, lady. I see you, woman of God. Favor will, hey, Ronald, how you doing? Favor will get you into a place while other folk wait at the door. Y'all have this saying, favor ain't fair. Sidney Morris, it is not fair at all. What's up, Keith Young? It's not fair at all. Favor will get you in the door where other folk are waiting at the door to get in. Sometime because of your character, because of who you are, because of what you've done, and because of what you've sown. I've been to churches, when I was young, I would say, man, I don't want to be on that pulpit. I'm good. I've been there and they'll see me in the back and go, Prophet, you need to come to the front. I say, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good. And they said, no, you have to come to the front. And I realized, you've sown, you've done this. And in my head, the devil says this, y'all. Can I be honest? If I can be honest, just say yes. Just say yes. My wife, no. We go to church and I'll be like, I don't want to sit up there. I don't want to be up there. I'm sitting with my wife. I'm good. And they'll make me come. But I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you what happens. Y'all just say yes. If y'all say yes, I'll give y'all a little piece of my business. Listen, let me tell you what happens. I go to the church. They tell me to come sit up there, right? And in my head, my guilt devil starts talking. I start saying, I don't want to be up there because of whatever. Then I say, wow, that's a lot of favor. And then the devil starts talking. He says, now, how you going to be up there when this was your mindset? Good morning, Deja Young. How you going to be up there when you didn't do this when God said pray? How you going to do this when you want to do what you want to do? How is it that you can go out and go through all you've been through and they still favor you? The devil starts talking, which y'all wonder why I dance so much and why I praise and why I worship, why as a man I cry in worship, because I realize that what God does, has done, and is doing for me is simply the favor of God on my life. I don't deserve any of it. And then I relax and I enjoy. So me and my wife end up, now they know we sit together, because most of their wives want their husbands to sit with them and they don't. When I worship, I want to worship with the one who fights for me when I sleep. I don't hear nobody. When I worship, I want to sit by and worship in church with the one who covers me when I can't cover myself. When I worship, I want to sit with the person who goes through the trenches with me, who does not get out of the trench until they see where I end up, who goes through with me. Because that's the person that creates the trench I can pray myself out of. I can pray in and get out of, because I know somebody's praying for me and not praying on me. What's going on, Stephen Flanora? What's up, cousin? How you doing? So listen. So it creates a favor, creates a giving spirit. Can we move further? And because it creates that spirit, when you start giving to people and enjoying giving and creating positive energy returning to you, it creates a kindness in your life. It's a sensitivity to the Spirit of God and to other people. Because a lot of times we tend to be kind to people, but we're not as kind to ourselves. Did I just rattle up the cage right there? We're kind to people, but we're not as kind to ourselves. But when you're, Ember Shelvin, when you're kind to people, it will create a positive energy that will create other people who enjoy your kindness. That's why it's important to be authentically you. You can't be like other people. You can't say what they say and do what they do, dress how they dress, look like they look. You can't make comments that I make when I'm 53 years old with a proven given life. You can't make it at 25. You can't say what I say and be validated. You will sound like you're trying to impress people and not being kind to people. Be kind enough to yourself. Here we go. Be kind enough to yourself to nurture the real you. Whew. Be kind enough to nurture when you nurture the real you, that's when God will expose the favor that he has designed for your life. I'm moving forward. When you begin to nurture the real you, you will have to allow favor to unlock forgiveness. Whew. You will have to allow favor to unlock forgiveness. Why'd you say it like that, Pastor? Because if you don't allow favor to unlock forgiveness, you will start to do things and think you're justified out of your offense. Yeah, you will start doing things that you feel is justified out of your offense. Allow favor to unlock your forgiveness. What do you mean? You think back on what God has done for you. You got it? And then you look at what you're going through. And then you begin to say, God, thank you for what you've done for me. And so I have to now let go of my past hurt and my past grudges. And it allows me to move forward into a positive space where I no longer have to have fear, but I move in forgiveness and accept my favor. Watch, because when you don't have forgiveness and you are in fear, anything and everything someone does for you, you think is for a reason. This is how I think and feel. When you think like that, that's who you are. The only reason you give and the only time you give is when you're trying to get something out of something. It's never really giving from who you are. You're giving because you're trying to get something when you think like that. But when you let go and release what's going on, you'll realize sometimes the giving space is because somebody is trying to favor you because God has placed you on their heart or in their life. Teresa, sometimes people giving to you will free them. Ooh, y'all got me out here today, Jesus. Yeah, sometimes people sowing into you will free them. They have to, sometimes the forgiveness after saying, will you forgive me? Normally there is an action that goes with it. There's a faith action that says, I'm giving into something that I know I need to be released from. No, I'm not not negative. I'm sowing into the thing that had me bound so God can know that I'm preparing to move away from it, move through it. I'm trying to come out of it. And so the harvest is going to break me out of this place that I've been stuck in too long, this stronghold too long. And so that forgiveness will shift you out of your fear and allow you to move in favor. Come on, y'all. I'm trying to help somebody, because if you get in that area, it will bless you. And here is how it will bless you. Once you get into the area where you're giving from your heart, from your spirit, and you're receiving, and you're being kind, and then forgiveness kicks in, then fear leaves, here is where it shifts, where favor shifts. It shifts where it releases passion to produce you to learn something different. It will produce you a passion. It will produce a passion for you to produce in your life, develop, and learn something different. You know, I know how people are. I watch the details of people's lives. And when people do something, watch this, Donna Blunt, I hope you're still here. When people do something over and over and over and over and over, I know that's who they are. It's a development situation. Now, you can notice when they're different. Dr. Victor Gaddy, God bless you, man. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. I got to chat with you about something later. Nothing soon. I'm just preparing for some stuff. But when you get yourself ready, you have to be ready to change, because in life, the devil takes you to an area again where you are comfortable. And if you're too comfortable, then you won't push yourself to change. And in this season of favor does not come from what you already know. Y'all got to get this now. Favor comes from this fresh wind of the Spirit of God that is continuously learning in where we're learning and where we're growing and being developed to increase our knowledge, to increase our skill, to increase our leadership development, to give us greater success and favor. It is not about your education or your job. The Holy Spirit can do what your 4-year degree can do. The Holy Spirit can do it with favor in one day. In one day. And you have to choose your route. Y'all quiet on me. I got to move. You got to choose your route. Because when you start putting in the effort and the hard work to study, to read, some of you, let me just talk to some of the men. Y'all love being seen as if you are deep and heavy. Let's just chat with the men for just a second. But if you're not reading something that increases your knowledge, your wisdom, or your efforts for your family, not for your job, for your family, if you're not doing that, then what you're going to end up with is a wife that does read, that's going to outgrow you. I'm trying to help somebody. And when she outgrows you, it's going to be difficult for you to handle. It's going to be difficult when your spouse outgrows you because you failed to develop. Because we want to be, as men, we want to be clapped and celebrated and put up on a king pedestal when we still wearing tube socks and bell-bottom suits. What are you talking about? You're still wearing what was yesterday because you've not allowed the Holy Spirit to speak to you, and you have not put in the effort to maintain a level of consistency. We don't do this, y'all. This is how natural people live. Okay, back from the men. I'm on everybody now. This is how natural people live. Well, everybody have issues. Everybody have problems. No. The Bible says we go from faith to faith and from glory to glory. Nah. We don't live like everybody. We are not the norm. We walk in the faith and favor of God. But you have to do the work to manifest what it is that's needed for your next. Just because you found the answer about yesterday does not mean you have the answer for your tomorrow unless you get in faith. Once you get in faith and favor, then you will be able to produce and attract positive people and positive outcomes because you have the wisdom stacked in your life waiting for the next problem. You're not waiting to impress nobody, Maria. You're waiting for the next problem because you know if I got this in my spirit, there's something coming and I'm ready for it. We are not the norm. That's it, mister. We are not the norm. We are not the norm. So what favor does is it will release things in your life. Okay, let me go further. Here's another one. Favor will release a level of exposure in your life that if you don't get, your favor will go stale. Favor will go stale. What do you mean? I mean, it will go stale on you, which means you'll have favor. And every time we talk to you, you will always have a testimony about what favor did. Here we go. You will always have a testimony about what favor did, but you'll not have a testimony about what favor is doing. Can I go further? And if you haven't built a successful environment of believers around you that are believing for what favor is going to do, then you'll be in fear and call it favor and saying you're just being careful, when really you aren't in faith or favor, because you'll know that your favor possibly has expired. Yeah, that's it. Did versus doing. Can I help some men again? Here we go. Ivan Rice. Most women want to know what you can do for them. Y'all got me out here, Jesus. What you can do for them. And when they hear what you can do, it has to have some longevity on it. In other words, in the secular field, they would say, do you have a 3 to 5 year plan? They want to know, can you sustain this relationship? Can you carry us for 3 to 5 years? Because if all you plan on talking about is your hopes and dreams with no faith and favor, then you're just looking for somebody to go through nothingness with. I need you to tap into your favor so you can be in a ring of favor before you try and give me a ring. Because who wants to walk into a battle that's not being won? Okay. Come back out. I got to go. Come back out. Favor will release a level of exposure in your life. Real favor will release a level of exposure that you don't know. It will release exposing you to people and other people to you. There's Ja Bruce right there. And other people to you. It's favor. Favor goes both ways. Favor is when people introduce you to other people, but it's also favor when people introduce other people to you. So in other words, favor can produce the proper network that God wants to use to bless your whole life. Yeah. When favor opens up doors to expose you to people and things, hey, Trish, it will give you room to build a relationship with others that can help you open doors and attract opportunities, not just for you, but for other people. You got it? Bless you, Apostle. Oh, he gave me an apostle checking the other day, and I received it. I'll just say that. I won't go no further online because you're finna get happy. I'll say I receive it. The exposure you're going to need in this life for favor is I'm going to need God to expose me to the right people. I say me because, no, don't say it like that. That's wisdom. I'm going to need God to expose me to the people who are critical for my success in Him. I'm also going to need God to expose the people who I am the person they need, who is critical for their success. Here is the blessing that blesses my life. When I find out that people need me, I move them to a place of wanting me. Because when people need you, they function differently. I said it earlier, relationship. When you need people, then you do things you don't want to do for them because you need them. But when you want them, it's a privilege to do what you do because it's better to be wanted than to be needed. So people say, man, I need to get with you about this money. I said, no. I need to get with you about this finance. No. Listen, as much, y'all gonna understand this process. As much as you need to get to me as an open vessel, I need to pour into you so God can give more into me. So what you think is your need becomes my need. When we come together on understanding our needs, the want is developed. And when the want is developed, the struggle in need goes away. Because when people need people, they'll use them. But when people want them, they'll go after them. Y'all don't hear me? I gotta go. Okay. So you wanna allow the favor to begin your exposure. You wanna allow favor to begin exposing you. So you got to cut off some old friends. I ain't want to say it like that, but I'm gonna just say it. You got to cut off because there are some old friends in places where new people are supposed to be. Why I say people versus friends? Because the people who are people are coming with wisdom. They're coming with focus. They're coming with knowledge. They're coming with money. They're coming with execution. And your old friends are only there giving you comfort. How did he say it earlier? Come on, Dr. Pfizer. They're only giving you comfort in your toleration, in your tolerated space. I don't need comfort to be tolerated anymore. I'm ready for relationships that move. So I got to go. So here we go. Now, Manny, the cutting is not harsh. The cutting is not offensive. I've watched people walk away from my ministry. I still don't understand. Apostle Gaddy, you need to help me. Why do people walk away from a ministry, dishonor the pastor, talk about him, or don't talk about him, but you don't leave the way you came? They leave the ministry and then come back on social media. Why would you come back on social media if that's not how you left? I don't understand. I don't understand if you left. Apostle Hilliard taught us this. Bishop Wood taught us this. When you go to preach somewhere, preach and leave. Okay. Preach and leave. Why you say preach and leave? Because the assignment was to preach, not to preach. And so when my question is, when you leave, why don't you leave? I hear the Lord. He's saying there are some people who are present that didn't leave, but still not present. Whew. And then people that are bold in God return. That's a blessing. When people realize it makes it lets you know that something's right. Something. Okay. So when favor's released, I gotta go, y'all, because y'all getting heavy right now. I feel it. When favor's released, I asked Apostle Gary to help me with that. If you leave, say you leave, go on. Why leave? Now I know the rest I could talk about because I got a whole book on it about how, people leave and then want to encourage other folk to leave to go to a place called nothingness. Bible talks about it. Those are witches, male and female, because they're trying to get you out of a set place. I know the problem is y'all looking at a set person and you not ask God, where's your set place? That's what it is. Thank you, Father. That was clarity. Not a set place. See, a set place is not always designed by a set person. It's designed by a God that sets people in a place where it pleases him. So at the end of the day, the go through that somebody goes through, God allows. Apostle Gaddy say these are the stages of disloyalty. My God, today. See, there's a set place. See, people, when you see a place based on a person, then you don't see God at all. It's based on who God is and your set place. What's funny is that we treat church differently than we do our job. I'll prove it. At our job, y'all ready? If you are number 7 and number 1 and 2 mess up, fall out, die, or quit, you hurt for the family, but you get kind of excited for yourself because you realize that the go through of the company could be the come up for you. What the company learns to go through and develop ends up being a blessing for you. They end up moving people, changing things, redeveloping, restructuring people, and it ends up blessing you. But if when you get offended, you show the company that you can't handle leadership because you've not been developed and you're immature and you think you are entitled to it because you've been there, and you get mad and leave thinking they may send for me. They don't send for you. They replace you. And the company moves on to bigger, better, and greater things. That's why favor will also set you up to be released into an area where you need to keep. Type this word, KEEP, keep a positive attitude. That's the only struggle you should have, to keep a positive attitude. Y'all handled it yesterday. It was difficult yesterday. You have to keep, I said 24 hours, don't say anything negative. And I know it was a struggle because it allows you to see how much you have in you. How much you have in you to deal with things. Keep a positive attitude. Because as you're maintaining a positive attitude, favor will open up doors for you, even in the face of challenges. If you keep a positive attitude, faith and favor has a way of changing the facts. It will turn a negative situation around. It will change a challenge around. It will change frustration around if you keep your positive attitude. Some of y'all talk to me and I'll be like, why do you say, I'm like, why do you say that? Pastor, I'm just telling you. No, you're not. You're exposing the dirt and the darkness of your heart. It's a fact. You don't have a positive attitude and your heart is not right. Even if you're just telling me that's what it is. So I can't have a positive expectation when I know there is no positive root. A positive attitude maintained will help you attract favorable outcomes. It will help you have outcomes that people don't expect for you. They can expect your worst, I'm gonna just talk for me. Expect your marriage to fail, your ministry to close, your money to lose. They expect you to lose everything you have. They expect all this stuff. But they don't understand when that's your expectation for somebody else, it becomes the harvest for you. Y'all got quiet. You got quiet. When you're sitting around with your God self using your expectation for negative for somebody else, and they're fighting the good fight of faith, it ends up being the harvest for you. Not because you were thinking negative about them, but because you wouldn't maintain the positive attitude from yourself. So wherever the place that negative expectation came from, that's where the harvest has to be returned to. That's why when you maintain a positive attitude, you attract favorable outcomes. That's why when many of you come to me about your jobs, promotions, and raises and all that, I change how you talk. I change how you feel. I fuss with you. I go crazy. I go off on you. But then when you change for that little time, you get the result. Because I make sure you don't talk negative, you don't speak negative, you don't rest in it. I know, but I don't want to hear that. Don't waste my time with that. You get the outcome you desire. And then sometime you dwindle back to the same thing. It's okay. It has to be maintained. Two more things, y'all, and I'm done. I promise you. Oh, God. When you have real favor on this Sabbath morning, praise God, real favor in your life will explode your confidence. It will make you believe in yourself. I told y'all, this $1 million building we're in and property we're in is not because I had good credit. Because back then I did not. That building is there because people said God would never do it. And I did God the way they did in the Bible. Said, God, if you killed them over there, people going to say you couldn't deliver. I said, God, if you don't build this building, people who don't even know you going to get the glory out of saying you didn't do it. Our building did not get built because we had all our ducks in a row. Every month, Sister Blunt, you still here? Every month or every 6 weeks, God would bring us in the company of the people we need to know that were critical for our success. Thank you, First. He would bring us into the company of the people we know that were critical for our success. We meet the right God lenders. We meet the right vendors. When we get to it, we meet other vendors. We didn't have money, and the owner came and said, listen. He said, I see the work you're doing. Y'all need a bigger building. I said, yes. He said, how will you pay for it? I said, we have 2 services, little bitty building. We have 2 services. We have a children's church. I was giving him my present status and my vision. He calls and says, start pushing this loan, calls from Houston and says, start pushing this loan through. We got to a point where we needed to have 6 figures as a contingency. The guy I hooked up with, that God hooked us up with, said, tell them it's not in your contract. I kept saying it's not in the contract. It's not in the contract. It's not in the contract. Favor hooked me with him. They turned around and said, guess what? Watch this. Y'all got to get this. Because they didn't want to admit they were wrong and saying we didn't do it right and you're correct, they just said we're going to waive it. They never said they were wrong. Some people would never apologize. They'll just try and continue on. Let them continue on in the other direction. Some people would never say, I messed up, I'm sorry right there. I really mean it, I'm sorry. They'll never say it. So if you're waiting on their apology, you're going to be waiting a long time. Let it go. So in doing that, when God starts meeting the needs for the church, then it was time for chairs, and God started meeting the need. It was time for sound. God started meeting the need. Here it is again. We start remodeling our whole church. Here we go. We start remodeling our whole church. We didn't have our sound done yet. Our sound went out in the middle of service. My friend Troy pops up. I've been knowing Troy for 30 years, playing drums back in the day with Charles Tyrone and around the city and going to his grandfather's church. All this time, and God knew I would need him now. He pops up. Woo. And now he's been around long enough. His wife wasn't around for 6 months, all stuff. All of a sudden now she's available, pops up, and now If you don't understand what favor puts you on a level of confidence to realize God is on your side. But if you're going to have God on your side, you got to get off your own side. What do you mean? There's a side you have to shift from. Your thoughts, your mindset, how you feel, all that has to be pushed to the side while I follow God. So favor will release confidence. Confidence, not just to be bold about what you're doing. Some of you need your confidence replaced on how you believe in yourself. How you believe in yourself. You got to go back to looking at the God you. Believing in yourself and your abilities that God has given you. It can help you achieve your goal. And if you cannot achieve your goal, it will help you to attract the person you need. It will help you to attract the people and the things you need to get to the place that are critical for your success in God. God has people set up along your journey. Oh my God. I see this journey. That's how I talk when I see it. I see this trip in a journey, and I see ditches, I see rest areas, I see flat tires, I see out of gas. I see the journey of your life with all these struggles, but I see somebody at every location. I can see a person at your flat tire with a new tire. I see a person at the rest area handing you paper towels. I see a person at your broken window with a new window. I see a person, I'm seeing you out of gas. I'm seeing a person with a gas tank. This is what favor does. It allows you to see that God has somebody at every point of your life that's major to make sure that you still have success. And you have to understand, this is the God that we serve, the God that gives us confidence through favor, that we can use our abilities, our influence to help other people, and that God can help us, all while trusting the God of our salvation. Last thing favor gives you is gratitude. We got to be more grateful for what people do. We've got to be more grateful for the sacrifice people do. We have to be more grateful for what happens in our life. Being grateful is what attracts more positive and abundance in your life when you're grateful. I've told y'all the shifting of thank you. Most people are so immature, they just take it for granted. Well, I do a certain job, and when people give me their money, I still tell them thank you. I could say, I don't have to tell you thank you because I did a job. No, I'm appreciative that you chose me. I'm appreciative that weekly we talk about situations. I'm appreciative that Monday you count my wisdom enough to get you out of a place where you are in. I don't want you to need me. I want you to want this blessing that God's designed for your life. And so gratitude is one of the final things that favor should release in your life. You've got to be more grateful. You got to get out of your little skilly, whatever your offenses are, and be grateful for the little things in your life. Or you're going to block the favor for the big things in your life. If you're not grateful for the coffee cup, you better rest assured you're not about to get a gumbo pot. It's not going to happen. Because when you want to provide everything for you, then you're going to keep having to provide everything for you. When in this season, God says, if you just be grateful, I've got favor. I got people. I have people, God says. God says, I have people that can give you anything you want. You can walk into a car dealership and they can say, you are our 1,000th customer on our 50th year anniversary, and we're going to give you $50,000 on any car you want, or we're going to just give you the car. Now, you don't believe like that, then I'm not talking to you. You're not in favor. You're in I wish, I hope, I think. I'm referring to people who understand that favor is supposed to be a flow. I've told y'all so many testimonies about this happened, and that happened, and this happened, and that happened. And watch this. Offended, immature, underdeveloped, demonic people, toxic people, let's use a different word. Toxic people think he's always trying to talk about what he said. He's always trying to. There are two things that happen when that goes on. The first thing that happens is, I'm trying to get you to believe because you don't. The second thing that happens is God says, when something happens, you won't get grace from that because you don't see the God in it. You're trying to compete with it. You're frustrated about it. You're offended with it. And you're wondering, how can God use him? But you must always ask yourself the famous question. How can God use me when he knows what I have not said? He knows what I think nobody knows. And there is a possibility that the prophet does know. He just hadn't said anything. That's why gratitude is so special. Not just toward people, but our gratitude toward God. That says, God, thank you. See, my prayers are not thank you for what you have done. Watch this, Mr. Ricks. My prayers are, God, thank you for what you did not allow. Thank you for that you did not call my name while I was in the middle of it. Thank you that you did not mess me up. God, I'm grateful for who you are. And I look back over my life. See, when you don't understand what favor is and you don't look back every now and then you're unappreciative. You disqualify for the future. Because as I look back over my life and I think things over, I can truly say I've been blessed. Watch this. Because I have favor, I have a testimony. It means that something he's brought me through that I know it was him and not me. And the only way that I can let him know I appreciate it is when I think about it, I have to tell him, thank you. And not just thank you, I have to be grateful that he chose me. That he chose me in all my mess and my mess ups. He chose to pick me and turn around and bring me back up. Woo. People wonder, how is it? Folk don't talk to you. Folk don't fellowship with you. Folk don't do this. No. It's not they don't do it with me. I don't do it with them because I don't want to taint what I already have. I already have a struggle. I'm already going through my own life struggle. So why would I engage with other people who are not honest about theirs? Why would I engage with people who are not willing to help me go beyond mine? I'm looking for the faith and the favor of God that's going to release the gratitude, the confidence, and the positive attitude. Get me in a place of exposure in my life, and then a passion to learn, and then especially forgiveness, being kind and giving, because God knows I love to give. So God places me in atmospheres where I can let my favor flow. And he makes sure I have enough to do exactly what he desires that I do. Listen. This is the Sabbath favor. I want to jump out here again and say, let y'all know, listen, y'all, we've done our thing. It was rough yesterday. I know when you started talking, you were like, ooh, I want to keep that back. Hey, Lady Morris, good to see you, Verna Morris. I want God help me be positive all day. I talked to a few people and it was like, hey, I'm just trying to stay positive. And that's what we have to do. We have to remain positive so our favor can flow. When you're not able to remain positive, you have to look at yourself and say, what is really in me? Am I moving off my fear? Am I moving off my pain? Am I moving off my unforgiveness? Am I moving out of situations that have passed? Am I moving off what I feel? What am I moving off of? Am I moving off of what God will move off of? Or am I justifying my reasonable service of doing what I want to do? You got to figure that out because you have to be able to walk in this area that God's designed for your life. And that is favor. Listen, this is Live Pastor Kyle. It's been an amazing morning. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all tomorrow at 10 o'clock for prayer and 10:15 for worship. And then we're going to see what God has to say. That there is some favor being released today because you pushed the struggle yesterday. For those that did, there is some favor. There is some favor that God's pushing you to. He's getting you to acknowledge it so you can make sure you walk in favor, that you keep a positive attitude. This is what God's about to do. You're going to need that. Stop asking God to do supernatural things for you, and then you just live in the natural. You got to get over in what God is doing for you so you can flow in what God has. There's nothing like having God on your side. Even when you go crazy and lose your mind and just at home about to just, and God goes, I got you. Then he says, do this, do this, do this. This is what God does, Colette. And so God has your family. He has your friends. He also has your finance. God bless you, Apostle Gaddy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You received favor, but I received the word you gave the other day. I'm not going to talk about that apostle thing. I'm going to just let that ride at the table. I tried to record it. It didn't come out well. I tried to record it. Didn't come out too well, but I'm gonna scribe it. And so we'll definitely see y'all soon. God bless you. It's been an amazing morning. This is the journey to a winning anyway life. I know it's difficult for some people because we think winning is not for everybody. It's at certain times. No, you can win in every area of your life. And as I always say, no matter what happens in your life, you can win anyway. God bless you. We'll see you soon. Peace. Have a wonderful Sabbath. Bye-bye.